Hey, how are you? I'm showing you some ocean in the drop type works that complement the theme in large mural, and they're from a range, well, they're over a large span of time actually. That large mural I posted there, well, it was made of fragmented works from, over 15 years or so. These other works are a little bit more traditional paintings. And I suppose I grapple with knowing what hat to wear as a painter. Painting's a vocabulary, and there's a lot of ways of saying things. There's a lot of selves to say things with. And so yeah, I like surrealism, and the themes in this particular one are oceanic. There's a kind of horizon there, as there is a horizon in the large mural as well. This is ghost. Anyway, I called this my winter glitch, and it's done during Matariki, which is as we all know, it's the Maori New Year in association with the Pleiades star system. The stars up there as navigation aids and spiritual guides, the Seven Sisters. My work is kind of this astral, sort of spirit infested sort of elemental world. This one's a very soft, dreamy one, where information is being received. There's many takes on what is internal and external, and possibly even a sunken civilization there, just like the cities off the coast of Japan and India. So yeah, it's liminal. It's got my traditional doodles in it, but it's also quite a sort of lucid, graphic work. A lot of frequencies going on in the sky region there, and there's a lot of profiles and faces that come out, figures and forms. So I enjoy that now. I've not enjoyed it for quite a long time as well. It's a little bit, it's an example of my graphic style. Another work in that vein, although a little bit more expressionistic and sort of, is this one, which I actually probably like a lot more. It's got a sort of prehistoric feel about it. I think the resonance for me is this theme of rebirth. That loop of white there coming out of the cave, and that gowned kind of figure, that ghosted gowned figure. Yeah. A lot of these sort of forms actually appear by themselves, so it feels like a sort of form of divination, or accessing the self and the unconscious that knows more than I consciously do. And the textural elements could allude to forest, form, figure, land. It's there's a sort of REM sleep sort of poetic going on here, and I remember using different techniques to achieve the surfaces. So how things are done are as important as what is being done. And like I say, this form, this spirit wanted a story to be told. So what do I call it? Time loops into the eternal. psychedelic stuff there. A bit more sensitive, I suppose. And oh well, this just happens to be still there. That's a more recent work. Some of you will know, look at my movies. I called that one Nothing Really. And it's that fusion of psyche and nature again. You know, is it weathered rock? Is it wet rock? Is it tree bark? Is it a portal to another realm? Is it a shield? Is it a planet? Is it a mind? Are we self-aware inside the organic pattern of the everything? The circle is one of the most oldest religious forms there are on the planet. The most archetypal sort of figure of return, of eternity, of wholeness. This is multiple layers of canvas, stripped and singed and worked over, sort of a pinky and a blue hue, and there's also a lot of texts. I mean, text is something that I do and process, which is like an internal conversation, and I don't mind it being present in a work, but not often do I do slogans that need to be part of the work. It's more like mumbly background radio or something. Like, it's okay if it can be read, but seldom is it like a big banner, because I think, you know, advertising culture and word culture is so ubiquitous that, you know, sloganizing isn't, I mean, I think a title should sum up everything, but because art deals with different sides of the mind and the creative process, that I think it's okay to be engaged in a dialogue with yourself. You know, like it's that sort of autodidactic thing of a self-learning process. And if sometimes I get seized with an idea of having to say something, well, I will. I mean, you know, is there any difference between my painting and how I am as a person? Yeah, maybe there is, but maybe painting is a way of being a person when you don't have a place to be a person elsewhere. So, you know, part of that's talking. And what I think is really good for me about painting is that it is actually an active listening process. It's not, you know, the materials themselves. There's an overview of what I can only imagine to be higher self or other self, or, you know, often alter egos and things like this. So I mean, art's magical in that it's an active meditation of self-awareness. Instead of reflexively projecting onto the world instantly, there's this sort of container called art that does it sort of as a catchment zone. This is another ocean in the drop type work, and yeah, I'm very fond of this one. It's a little bit more of a brute. It's got a lot of material in it, physical material, but yeah, I mean, it takes a long time to get to know your work, eh? Like, I've had this one for, when did I do it? It's coming up 10 years. And I showed it in the Port Chalmers Library down there for about 4 years, I think. And it had no interest, but, you know, it was in a good spot. But yeah, no, I think it's a keeper for me. It's called Safe Home. And now I see a kind of slathering wolf. I mean, there's all sorts of figures and forms in this for me. But yeah. Oh well, enough about his work. It's part of the job, I tell you. All right. God bless.